So actually, for this Saudi-led consortium, right? It's called the PIF fund, Public Investment Fund. Sorry. So what happened is this PIF, right? Is actually I would say Saudi state-led owned, meaning to say part of the fund, right? This PIF is owned by the Saudi state government. So I think the big hoo-ha is that people would think that wow, like Man City owned by Qatarian, right? Qatari. In that in that instance, it's almost the same thing. It's like uh in a way, so to speak, we became richer in that sense because the money is from Saudi Arabia state government money.
360 billion, is it? Richer.
Yeah, bro. From what I understand, it's I think about 360 to 400 billion.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, mm, all this hoo-ha also because I would say partially also my Ashley the whole saga because I think the natives, the Geordies in Newcastle, they are very unpleased with the management and everything, and it has become very mediocre I would say. No success, two relegations and stuff and everything. So all these things, I think it's a very very happy news for them Yeah.
So for you,
And
what about you?
very happy, bro. Very happy. Actually, to me, right, the most important thing is, it doesn't matter who take over the club. It can be the Saudis, it can be whoever or maybe a millionaire per se. But the most important thing is the end of Mike Ashley's era
Why does all fans don't like Mike Ashley? He's been with you guys for 14 years. Then I mean he's there, what? So why do you guys don't like him as an owner?
I think the most important thing is he sees Newcastle United, right, this football club, as a business point of view. But no disrespect to that, because he's a businessman, right? But ultimately also taking things his own way, his own ways. For example, changing the name St. James's Park into Sports Direct Arena. That's one thing. Because St. James's Park, right, the name for the stadium, 100 over years, bro. 100 over years. So it's been the great grandparents of the current fans, or even the grandparents or the sons, who are, in being known as the stadium as St. James Park, but he changed it to Sports Direct Arena. That causes a big stir
because become too corporate looking, too much corporate.
Yeah. So it's all him like sportsdirect.com, he owns the company. So that's one thing. And also I think over the years, right, it changes. You can see the change He sells the best players, away from Newcastle. So one example is Ayuso Perez. I think Ayuso Perez was bought when he came to Newcastle. We bought him from Tenerife, if I'm not mistaken, for £1 million. And then I think he's probably one of the best players back then. If you want to compete in the Premier League, I think you have to keep the best players. So one of the things he did was he sold to Leicester, I think for £30 million. Very good money. But to the fans, I think it's one thing, it's another issue altogether. Like, if you want to compete, you keep your best players. So it shows that incompetency.
He wanted to become like AX, sell all the players and then earn money through that. But I heard he never spend money on the club also, like the training ground also not so good, all the facilities all.
Yeah, bro. Yes. So there was a picture circulating, I think a couple of years back. There was a picture in the training ground in Newcastle. I think some of the players, right, they were having an ice bath after their practice. So the ice bath, it just shows that I think Matt Ritchie and a couple of other players, I think Johan Cabaye back then, they were in this, those CMAC or Singapore CMAC rubbish bin, those color rubbish bin, right? Taking an ice bath inside those. So that's one of the issues as well. I think the facilities, and all that, not much improvements and stuff and also the two relegations I would say didn't really learn a lesson from there the two relegations that we had Yeah, I think the only success that, if I can recall correctly, during Mike Ashley's era would be we finished fifth We finished fifth in the Premier League. I think that was with Alan Pardew. And then we qualified for Europa. Other than that, it was
tough 14 years.
Yeah, correct. So imagine 14 years, right? A kid, right? In Newcastle, would have been now, I think this year 14 years old.
Right? Yeah.
They have never seen or experienced, what his or her parents experienced back then, maybe in the 90s.
Correct.
When we were still trying to chase for the title. Yeah.
Correct.
So so that's what I'm, correct.
I mean, even Benitez, right? I think you all love your ex-manager. He stayed with you guys even though during relegation, and then when you all came up, right? Then suddenly he left, and then Steve Bruce took over. What do you feel about that? Like Benitez leaving like that?
Well, it was quite sad actually. Quite disappointed. Yeah. I guess he did not have the backing from the chairman as well, from Mike Ashley lah. And
he actually expected the takeovers to come sooner, is it?
I believe so. I believe there was a bit of like a waiting also, see what happens. I think for Benitez, I can't speak for him, but I feel that way as well because this Saudi-led consortium actually came about 4 years ago. And it was like splashed all over social media, and we thought like, hey, maybe something finally, but in the end, it didn't go through. Then just as we thought that it will be like sort of like vanish away, then it came back 48 hours ago. So it was a huge relief, I would say, and very delighted about the news.
So you expect a lot of things being changed very fast. Like for example, for the club, right? The money being pumped in very quickly within this season, and I think I saw somewhere Steve Bruce saying that he's scared about his job because with the money in, right? I think the club can afford to buy a better manager and a more expensive manager, right? What do you think about Steve Bruce, and who you think should replace Steve Bruce?
Oh, this is a very good question, bro. Actually, I as a Newcastle fan, right, I can't speak for the natives themselves, the Geordies living in Newcastle, but my point of view, my standpoint is that we go slow. So I was just reading up about Man City, right, when their whole, the Qataris took over, Sheikh Mansour took over that time. So I think it was Mark Hughes, if I'm not mistaken. Mark Hughes became the manager before they hired, other big names until Pep now take over. So for me, I'm very easily content. I feel that we shouldn't we should take it slowly. So in my case, I feel that maybe Eddie Howe might do the job to be hired as the manager. I think Eddie Howe has a pretty good reputation for Bournemouth. Yeah.
So not people like Conte or Zidane.
Yeah, we'd love to, but take it slowly, I feel like there were a lot of I was looking at the social media as well. A lot of fans also want to see Conte. You mentioned Conte. I think Mancini also being name dropped, and as well as I think Conte, Mancini. There was also Robert Martinez, the current Belgian. Also,
Who you want? Let's say your since the money is here, right? Who do you think you are? Let's say don't want to take slow. Who's your dream manager?
Slow, okay, if not taking it slow, I would say maybe Conte. Conte might be a good fit. Yeah, Conte might be a good fit for Newcastle.
But definitely Steve Bruce out lah.
Yeah.
Why?
Actually, benefit our doubt, right? Benefit our doubt. I feel that Steve Bruce don't have the backing also lah. Doesn't have the backing. Like for this season, I think it took a really long while, in the transfer window. And then I think 2-3 days before the transfer window closes, right? Then we got to seal Joe Willock for 25 years. Yeah. So your doubt, he hasn't had that backing as well, and etc. He has his limitations, I guess, from Mike Ashley, not wanting to pump in money for him. There are some games, right, we are capable of winning, or we should be winning, getting the 3 points, but we let it slip away lah. So that's another. Yeah, I feel that in a sense the results also still plays a part. Yeah, in this league. So be it the players not performing or whoever, I think not ultimately the blame, or we still go to the manager, I guess. Yeah. So it'd be nice to see a change also in management. Yeah.
Do you think there will be an overhaul of players now for the next transfer window?
I think not a huge one. I think they might bring a few signings in January. Hopefully the results get better. We get a couple of wins before January lah, and then with the new management, hopefully can entice some bigger names to Newcastle. Yeah, and then from there we'll see how it goes. I don't feel that we should straight away give Steve Bruce the sack lah. I should give him a bit more time and see maybe till after January, maybe I suppose. Hopefully it's not too late lah to see what he can do with the team.
Maybe he can do another presentation lah. What's his plan is it?
Maybe.
With this amount of money, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully from there, results will show, and then he's being given a second chance lah, I guess, because he has that, we had that money to spend lah. Yeah, from there.
So you would give him a second chance?
I would till maybe January or hopefully it's not too late lah. Hopefully it's not too late.
Imagine all that money that you guys get relegated, bro.
Yeah, because bro, I feel also right. I feel one thing is that Steve Bruce, right? He's a native, he's a Newcastle fan.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah, Steve Bruce is a Newcastle fan.
Oh, is it? Okay,
I don't think. Yeah, so I'm sure lah. I mean, he would know what the fans want, what the fans think, and the passion, is there. And I don't think he wants us to be in this state also lah. Let's put it this way. He's a Newcastle fan, man, to be honest. So the second chance would be that. But if should there be a really a change or really an overhaul, right? Then I would say with not slow and not starting slowly. I would say Conte, right? Conte or Mancini, that would be nice. A big name manager. If not, we are taking it slowly then Eddie Howe to take over.
I recently, I think this morning I saw Coutinho. If I mean, people are just speculating lah. Nothing really concrete lah. Like we are just fantasizing because he's not happy, right, at Barcelona and all that, right? So so would you take in someone like Coutinho?
How is Coutinho, by the way? You really?
I'm not too sure. Actually.
Not too sure.
Yeah.
Actually, wouldn't mind, man. Wouldn't mind. Yeah.
Which area? Which area, man? You think that you need improvement?
I think striker. The forwards. We are relying too much on Callum Wilson, I think. And for the last 5 games, I think, or 6, last 5 games, he didn't play. Callum Wilson didn't play up front. So it was Saint-Maximin playing as a striker. And then I think we rely too much on Callum Wilson to get the goals, because the last season he was a top scorer for us. Our backup is only, I think, Dwight Gill, and then there's a young player, Anderson, also in the subs bench. So I think
you all had a 40 million signing. These other fans was saying who what's his name? I forgot his name already.
Joelinton, is it?
Is it?
Joelinton?
Yeah. He's a striker,
bro. He's a striker, but
you never even mentioned his name, eh?
Yeah, bro. So, actually, I don't know how we purchased Joelinton though. Was it the Steve Bruce decision to buy him, or was it the the one of the scouts that recommended him?
Yeah.
But it's horrendous lah. Last season he played as a striker. I think only 1 goal in Premier League. Yeah, but this season they tried him as a left winger, like a left winger. Okay lah, not bad, quite good lah. So maybe that's his natural position, I guess. Yeah.
So what's your expectation now for this season? I mean, towards the end of the season, where do you think will make you happy lah, in terms of performance or standings in the EPL and all that?
Okay. Again, I'm very easily contented. To say that to gain a spot in Europe, I think it's a bit too early. I would say top 10 would be nice. Top 10.
Above Arsenal lah. Above Arsenal.
No comments, bro. No comments lah. Arsenal, how are they doing now?
Getting better lah. The first few games lose, now the next few, and Arteta manager of the month. So yeah, getting better lah. But I don't see ourselves top 5 lah. Last time used to when I say above Arsenal, a lot of fans say, oh no lah. Now no comments, yeah.